The critical news from one of the top businesses in the recreation industry is the new scare, a warning for every American to brace for tough times ahead. In a startling revelation, the CEO of Bass Pro has declared a new strategic focus on affordability, a move that on the surface seems like a boon for budget-conscious Americans. However, this statement raises alarming questions about the underlying implications for the American economy and society at large. In a recent interview, Johnny Morris, CEO of Bass Pro Shops, said that despite high inflation and rising hunting and fishing equipment costs, the brand will strive to maintain affordable prices for Americans. This subliminally signals that tough times lie ahead for consumers, particularly those who enjoy outdoor hobbies and recreational activities. The Bureau of Labor Statistics and Department of Commerce in June 2024 released statistics showing that inflation in America has held flat for a couple of months now. Still, one would expect more for a huge economy like the States. Economists surveyed by Dow Jones had been looking for a 0.1% monthly gain and a 3.4% annual rate. The monthly rate rose 0.3% in April, while the annual rate was 3.3%. Excluding volatile food and energy prices, core CPI increased 0.2% on the month and 3.4% from a year ago, compared with respective estimates of 0.3% and 3.5%. In April, energy prices rose for the third month in a row, and the cost of gas increased by 2.8%, according to the Labor Department's Consumer Price Index, or CPI. Bass Pro Shops ended an Inflation Buster savings program in late 2023, but the brand maintains its promise to work with consumers on belt-tightening opportunities to combat elevated inflation burning holes through Americans' pockets. The current 3.3% inflation rate may not seem like a lot, or as much as the price changes you've noticed at the grocery store. However, to put inflation in context, over the last few years, consumer price inflation rose 21.75% between January 2020 and May 2024, and stubbornly high housing costs persist. In this video, we'll explore the startling warning from the CEO of Bass Pro Shops about the need for affordability in the face of persistent inflation and examine what this means for American consumers. Known for its vast selection of high-quality outdoor gear and equipment, as well as its unique in-store experiences that often feature aquariums, wildlife exhibits, and shooting ranges, Bass Pro Shops has cultivated a loyal customer base among outdoor enthusiasts. Founded in 1972 by Johnny Morris, the company has grown to become one of the largest sporting goods retailers in the world, with over 170 stores across the United States and Canada. However, the economic challenges posed by persistent inflation and tightening household budgets have prompted the company's CEO to shift its focus towards affordability, signaling potential changes and challenges ahead for the outdoor recreation industry. As the cost of living continues to rise, driven by persistent inflation, households across the nation are finding it increasingly challenging to maintain their standard of living. As Morris emphasized, we understand the financial pressures that our customers are facing. That's why we're committed to making our products more affordable, so everyone can continue to enjoy the great outdoors. But what does this mean for an average American, and why should you care? When faced with financial constraints, households are often forced to prioritize essential expenses over discretionary spending. Historically, hobbies and recreational activities are among the first casualties when budgets tighten. As a specialized retailer catering to outdoor enthusiasts, Bass Pro Shops is acutely aware of this trend and the potential impact it could have on their business. This is why the CEO of Bass Pro Shops, recognizing the financial strain on consumers, has announced that the company will be shifting its focus towards affordability to attract and retain customers in the face of economic headwinds. As a business that thrives on discretionary spending, money that people can choose to spend on non-essential items like fishing rods, camping gear, and hunting supplies, this announcement is just an essential strategy to save their already dwindling revenue. To understand the gravity of the situation, let's look into some concerning statistics. First, according to the latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, rose 3.3% over the last 12 months to an index level of 314.069. This persistent inflation has eroded purchasing power and stretched household budgets to their limits. The CPI is a measure of the average change in prices paid by consumers for a basket of goods and services, and it's widely used as an indicator of inflation and can have significant implications for the average American household. When the CPI rises, it means that the cost of living is increasing and consumers need to spend more money to maintain the same standard of living. This also means that the same amount of income now buys fewer goods and services. This means that the purchasing power of consumers diminishes and their money doesn't go as far as it used to. Consequently, households may need to cut back on discretionary spending or find ways to increase their income to maintain their standard of living. When inflation rises, the Federal Reserve may also respond by raising interest rates to cool down the economy. Higher interest rates make borrowing more expensive, affecting everything from mortgage payments to credit card interest rates. This can strain household budgets even further and make it more difficult to finance major purchases or pay for leisure needs like adventure suppliers that Bass Pro provides. Individuals living on fixed income, such as retirees or those receiving Social Security benefits, can be particularly vulnerable to an increase in the CPI. If their income remains stagnant while prices rise, their purchasing power diminishes, potentially leading to a lower standard of living. The University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index, a closely watched barometer of consumer confidence, slid 7% in May of 2023 amid worries about the path of the economy, erasing nearly half of the gains achieved after the all-time historic low from the previous year, its lowest level for over a decade. This suggests that consumers are increasingly pessimistic about the economic outlook, potentially leading to further belt-tightening and reduced spending on discretionary items. Secondly, household budgets are under pressure as even disposable income continues to dwindle. A recent survey reports that 48.6% of Americans consider themselves to be broke, and 66.2% feel they are living paycheck to paycheck. As the average American family is facing significant financial strain and challenges in managing their daily expenses, the situation can have far-reaching implications on overall well-being and quality of life. Inflation is also eroding the value of savings and investments over time. As prices rise, the purchasing power of a fixed sum of money decreases, thereby reducing the real value of savings accounts, bonds, and other fixed income investments. With limited funds available, households may need to cut back on non-essential expenses such as outdoor camping, fishing, entertainment, vacations, and other recreational activities. This can negatively impact their overall quality of life and ability to enjoy leisure pursuits. Today, even covering essential expenses like housing, food, utilities, and healthcare can become a struggle. Families may need to make tough choices such as skipping meals, delaying medical care, or sacrificing other necessities. When income is insufficient to cover expenses, many households may turn to credit cards, personal loans, or other forms of borrowing to bridge the gap. This can lead to a cycle of debt accumulation, high interest payments, and long-term financial instability. Big-ticket items like homes, vehicles, or home renovations may need to be postponed or put on hold when budgets are tight, potentially impacting long-term financial goals and quality of life. Plus, households with little financial buffers are more susceptible to the adverse effects of job loss, medical emergencies, or other unexpected expenses, which can quickly spiral into financial crises. A 2023 Forbes Advisor survey revealed 40% of respondents identified as living paycheck to paycheck, while even more concerning, 29% reported that their income doesn't even cover their standard expenses. Combined, that's nearly 70% of the total respondents living with major financial insecurity. With limited resources, setting aside funds for emergencies or long-term goals such as retirement or education becomes increasingly challenging. This can compromise financial security and limit opportunities for upward mobility, thereby increasing vulnerability to economic shocks. Now, for a specialized hobby store like Bass Pro Shops, this trend could lead to a significant drop in sales. However, by shifting their focus to affordability, they can mitigate these effects. It's a proactive approach to a challenging economic environment. So, what can you, the consumer, expect? More sales, discounts, and budget-friendly product lines. Bass Pro Shops is likely to ramp up their promotional efforts, offering deals that make it easier for local Americans to get the gear they need without breaking the bank. But affordability isn't just about slashing prices, it's also about value. Bass Pro Shops is likely to focus on providing more value for every dollar spent. This could mean bundling products, offering loyalty rewards, or even introducing more in-house brands that offer quality at a lower price. By offering more budget-friendly options and emphasizing value for money, the company aims to attract and retain customers who might otherwise forgo their hobbies and recreational pursuits due to financial constraints. This move aligns with the CEO's sobering assessment assessment of the current economic climate, which suggests that inflation and its ripple effects on household budgets are likely to persist for the foreseeable future. Catering to cost-conscious consumers is how Bass Pro Shops hopes to weather the storm and emerge as a go-to destination for outdoor enthusiasts seeking affordable ways to enjoy their passions. At the same time, the price-quality relationship is apparent. A study shows the price of a product is a good indicator of its quality. You always have to pay a bit more for the best. The marketing literature has addressed the use of price as a surrogate for quality as a decision-making heuristic. That is, the higher the price, the higher the quality. Another aspect to consider is the economic signal this sends. By emphasizing affordability, Bass Pro Shops is indirectly acknowledging that inflation isn't just a temporary hiccup, it's here to stay. This means tougher times ahead for many consumers. As the economic landscape remains clouded by uncertainty, the Bass Pro CEO's warning serves as a wake-up call for consumers and businesses alike. Households may need to reassess their budgets and prioritize essential expenses, while companies like Bass Pro Shops will need to adapt their strategies to meet the evolving needs of their customer base. A recently released report shows that basic needs like energy and food are some of the components driving high consumer price index and making many Americans focus on necessity spending. Inflationary times also bring confusion and uncertainty, particularly for small businesses. According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, 54% of small business owners continue to cite inflation as their top concern. The concerning truth is that inflationary pressures are expected to continue for the foreseeable future. Supply chain disruptions, increased demand, and higher production costs are all contributing factors. Consumers should brace for continued price increases across various sectors. To alleviate the pressure on businesses and household budgets, a combination of efforts is necessary, including policies aimed at boosting income levels, controlling the cost of living, providing targeted financial assistance, and promoting financial literacy and budgeting skills. But until that happens, Americans may need to brace for tough times. With this in mind, Bass Pro Shops' strategy is not just about weathering the current economic storm, but also preparing for a prolonged period of economic uncertainty. They're betting that by keeping their products affordable, they'll maintain customer loyalty and continue to thrive even in a tough market. While the path ahead may be challenging, the CEO's commitment to affordability offers a glimmer of hope for outdoor enthusiasts seeking solace in their hobbies without breaking the bank. By acknowledging the economic realities and proactively responding to them, Bass Pro Shops aims to remain a trusted go-to place for adventure seekers, anglers, and hunters, even in the face of looming financial adversity in the American economic ecosystem. So what can you do as a consumer? First, take advantage of the deals and discounts that are likely to come. Keep an eye on Bass Pro Shops promotions and don't hesitate to stock up on essentials when prices drop. Secondly, be mindful of your budget. Prioritize your spending and look for high-value items that give you the most bang for your buck. Remember, affordability doesn't mean compromising on quality. With the right approach to spending, you can continue to enjoy your outdoor hobbies without going over your monthly budget. The smart move by Bass Pro Shops acknowledges the realities of America's current economic landscape. The reckoning is no doubt upon the nation. As the darkness of economic uncertainty envelops the land, the fate of the American dream now hangs on thin ice, its foundations shaken by the relentless march of inflation. The once proud bastions of commerce, the beacons of prosperity, seemingly teeters on the brink of collapse. If you like this video, hit the like button and help us spread the word. And remember to subscribe to get notifications on our latest news and analysis. In the meantime, check out one of these videos here to learn more. Thanks for watching.